Good morning, my beautiful friends. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. In this one, I shall be presenting the esoteric meaning of Jupiter. Excuse my words. So, esoteric meanings of Jupiter. And in the next one, we shall be discussing the esoteric meaning of Saturn. Now, this is for the deeply esoteric minded among you who want to understand what exactly is Jupiter and what does it mean in our lives, in our charts, in our astrology, and so on. And later on, I shall tie it also to the chakra, the human chakra system. Okay, so keep watching, and it'll be a presentation kind of thing. Quick one, not too long. People don't have patience these days. Do you feel that energy shift these days? Okay, keep watching. So, what does the Jupiter symbol mean? Now, I have stuck the symbol over there. The Jupiter symbols looks like a 4. And Jupiter and Saturn both have this sign of the crescent and the sign of the cross. So let's see what the cross and the crescent really mean from an esoteric standpoint. Number one, the crescent is a symbol of harvest. Right from the ancient times, sickle was used to harvest the crops, right? So crescent is a symbol of harvest, the direction in which the soul, as the mind and as the ego, remember soul has no preference other than experience. But when we come into the physical body, the mind wants to achieve something, wants to go in a particular direction. Okay. So the sickle represents the soul direction, indication of work, wisdom, learning, giving, and receiving in the world. Remember this crescent. The crescent and the cross represent the same thing in both Jupiter and Saturn, but the way this symbol changes is very interesting. Number two, the cross. The cross is a symbol of the earthly plane, the physical existence of the earth. It could represent Dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. It could also represent as elements, earth, air, fire, water. Remember, I spoke of elemental thing before. It could also represent the 4 primary directions, north, south, east, west. It could also represent the balance of energies that move in a vertical direction and of horizontal direction. We are in a vertical and a horizontal plane. So think about a man or a woman standing and spreading the arms wide. You have a vertical plane and you have a horizontal plane of existence. So the cross represents all of these things. Depending upon what your interpretation, what culture you come from, this will make sense to you, right? Okay. So now let us see the Jupiter as in an Indian Vedic astrology chart. Now there's the chart in front of you. I have left the Jupiter crescent and the cross symbol on the left side. And here we see the chart. Now this is the chart of a standard Vedic astrology chart in North India. So we have numbered the houses 1 to 12, and we have put also the Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha, the cross part, which we saw earlier, right? Now, Jupiter, which is marked in the second house, the fifth house, the ninth house, and the 11th house. Jupiter does very well in these houses, okay? Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Depending upon whatever your ascendant is, your Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha changes. For example, if you are a fire sign, the Artha houses 2, 6, and 10 will keep appearing in the second house. If you are a Taurus, for example, then the air signs will keep appearing. The 3, 6, 3, 7, and 11 will keep appearing in the second house, and so on. What does it mean? These are called the trikona or the triangular houses. So Jupiter, right in this chart, we can see the exaltation positions of Jupiter, or where it gives the best results, is in second house. What is second house? It's the home, it's the family, it's your speech, it's your earning of wealth. It's in the fifth house, house of creativity, house of children, house of romance, house of love. It's in the ninth house, it's a house of greater wisdom, it's a house of philosophy, your foundational aspects of living, what you think is right and wrong in this world, what your philosophy of life is as you develop and mature. That's the ninth house. And 11th house is the house of gains from the world to you. What does the collective give you? What does it feed you? That's the 11th house. So you can see the Jupiter becomes exalted in wherever it wants to provide you with something. Remember, these are gifts of Jupiter, the soul, the sickle, or the crescent. This is the soul which has come to harvest these aspects of life and use as your soul learning. That's what it means when we go to deeper esoterics. And it is gifting you with good speech, with good children, with a sense of good creativity, with a good sense of philosophy, with a good sense of gains. Now remember, all of you who have these kinds of positions, what is becomes your higher calling is you need to share these gifts with the world. We don't share enough in this world. That's why we wonder why it is so, people are so self-centered, because they are not using the Jupiter in the right form. Think about that one alone. Next, let us see how this ties into what we would call the human chakra system. Okay. So now let us see the astrological houses and how it represents in the astrological houses. Yeah. So this is the human chakra system from the top till the bottom, and the astrological houses are shown on this side, right? And I have left the symbol of the Jupiter over there. So from the second house going up till the 12th house, we are going to examine where Jupiter falls in. So we just saw in the previous one, Jupiter exalted in the second house. What does the second house and this chakra represent? Everything that the head and neck can provide us: expression, sight, voice, speech, singing, taste, touch and smell and listening, music. So it provides greater amplification of talents. Jupiter wants to amplify anything it touches, any house, and the house matters. Next one, we saw it falls very nicely in the fifth house. The fifth house stands for identity. It's your navel chakra. Okay. You can say the second house is the third eye chakra. The fifth house is the navel chakra, as you can see there. It's the identity. It's the who I am. I am that I am is the Jupiter. Others versus self, discernment, creative intelligence, education, love and romance. That's what it stands for. Okay. The fifth house, the navel center. Next one, it falls in the area of the thighs, as you can see there. That's the area of the thighs, ninth house, which stands for religion and spirituality, long distance travel, philosophy and ethics, luck and fortune, father and authority figures, support from the world, foundational worldview. I want to keep that phrase in mind. Each one of us has a foundational worldview which changes through maturity, through awakening, through time. And in this new energy, it is shifting really fast. What is your worldview? What do you think about the world around you? How do you perceive the world around you? That's a very big part of Jupiter and what knowledge it provides, because Jupiter is a ruler of Akash. Okay. It is the ruler of the collective memory of the earth as well as collective memory of you as a soul embodied in this lifetime. It brings in everything with the higher self. Jupiter will give you access to the higher self for all you esoterically minded light workers everywhere, right? So this is the way we got to understand Jupiter first, understand the crescent, understand the cross. It is right there buried in the symbol of Jupiter itself. This is what we need to learn, understand, and appreciate about Jupiter. And this is what we need to share. Those who have good fortunes, those who have good knowledge, those who have good wisdom coming in, pouring through the minds, and those who have good wealth, you need to share your wealth with others. You can't be living in your selfish bubble thinking, I have all the good luck in the world, I have all the money. Remember, this earth plane is a temporary plane. We are given this body, this mind, we are given for a little time. Okay. How you use it, whether you're a billionaire or whether you are out in the street without a single meal, is up to us. How we play this game is up to us. The soul doesn't really care. You are here for a certain time. In the bodysuit, you're dust. Even the billionaires will become dust after some time. It's just simple. Don't make anything grandiose more than it needs to be. Okay? Take this away and think and ponder about this. Okay? Take care. Be safe. And next we will. Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for all your likes, shares, subscribes. Deeply grateful for that. Yesterday, we spoke about Jupiter as the expansion factor in the astrology chart. whatever Jupiter tends to bring is expansion. It's expansion, expansion, expansion. Think anything the house Jupiter touches, any area of your life, it expands it. That's the nature. That's what it provides us as souls coming into the bodies. Today, we shall examine what Saturn does, which is just the opposite. Saturn is much misunderstood in this respect. It is just a contraction of things. It is just reduction of things. It is just moving away from just um, kind of trying to go slow on time. That's why it is a lot of time itself, because we need time to fully get the knowledge and the experience and the wisdom of what is being learned, the slow grind of working through life in whatever areas that we are. So let us examine that in this one. What does Saturn and the crescent and the cross in the Saturn represents? Very interesting. Keep watching. So we spoke about the deeper esoteric meaning of Jupiter. We are talking in terms of cross and crescent, the two symbols. And if you just think about it, it's a symbol of two major faiths in the world also. The crescent as symbolizing the symbol of harvest, the sickle, direction in which the soul and the mind as ego wants to go in this life, as the principle of your soul direction, but within a human form. It's an indication of work. It's an indication of wisdom, learning to giving and receiving in the world. That's the crescent. The cross, on the other hand, represents the material plane, symbol of the earthly plane, the Dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Or you can even say as elements: earth, air, fire, water. You can look up the other previous ones which I have made on elements, yeah? It can also represent the four primary directions, north, south, east, west. It can also represent the balance of energies that move in a vertical plane and in a horizontal plane. Think about just the vertical and the horizontal plane for a minute. We are working as energy forms, soul, in the vertical direction. However, what we achieve is in the horizontal plane on earth. That itself becomes very vital to sort of get. Now let's see how Saturn plays out this crescent and this cross. Now within Saturn, the cross is on top and crescent is at the bottom. Remember in Jupiter it was the other way around. The crescent was on top, cross was at the bottom. This itself should tell you the nature of Jupiter and Saturn is opposite. One tends to expand, one tends to contract. And between this expansion and contraction is what we learn as the net sum total of wisdom in our lives. Understand this, please. So, Saturn crescent therefore symbolizes the soul wanting a grounded realization of wisdom. The sickle or the crescent going deep into the ground. It's like digging, like a pickaxe of sort. Okay. What farmer uses in agriculture, right? Digging into the ground. That's Saturn. Think of that. Realization of wisdom that is grounded in whichever relevant area of the life, like Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius, and wherever Saturn is physically deposited also, the Lord of Aquarius and Capricorn. So the crescent will symbolize for Saturn wanting a grounded approach, meaning you are learning through the baby steps of life, you are learning through work, you are learning through your past life karma, you are learning through everything, and it gives you time to express and learn this knowledge in a physically grounded way. You need to have this grounding. Yes, we all do. Even I do. Number two, the Saturn cross at the same time symbolizes the soul providing necessary means of work. Wherever cross appears, it is going to provide that. That's the resources, because that's the earthly plane. You need earthly plane resources. Saturn cross symbolizes that Saturn will provide those resources to you physically, because it has conquered the physical plane. It symbolizes providing soul necessary means of work. You need resources, you need means, you need the finance, you need the people, you need the support, you need the institutions, you need education. We need so many things as human beings to accomplish anything meaningful in this life. Saturn provides that. Necessary for accomplishing, number one. Number two is given, the cross is given to accomplish the crescent, even in case of Jupiter. Yeah, just keep this in mind because the principle is very important. Next, let's talk about the chakras and the houses in which it come in. So there we have the human chakra system. And on the right side, we have all the astrological houses and what the significations, what they stand for. And I have stuck in Saturn Good old Saturn with the cross on top and the sickle at the bottom, or the crescent at the bottom. So Saturn wants to ground everything. Saturn wants to bring your great spirituality, your great whatever wisdom into practical experience in life. What are you bringing as service to the world? Saturn does not care how much wisdom or how much textbooks you have learned or how much you have in the bank account or what kind of diseases you have. It doesn't care. Saturn is a I don't care guy. Okay. It says it only looks at what are you doing for the rest of the world, Mr. or Mrs. So and so. Are you bringing something to the collective? Saturn cares about the masses. Saturn cares about the collective. Guess what? The ruler of the 10th house and 11th house is Aquarius and Capricorn. It's all about the masses, all about the world. It's about service, selfless service. That's what Saturn is. Now, it rules the 6th house, which I haven't stuck there for some reason. I don't know when I did this. But anyway, so it stands for the 6th house physically. Now we are examining the bodily. What is the 6th house? 6th house is the house of digestion, intestines, where things happen slowly. Wherever Saturn touches, things happen slowly, deliberately, and it takes time to get things done because it needs time. You need time to digest the food. It's not going to be done in 5 minutes. Imagine that. You're eating in the next 5 minutes, you're going and pooping it out. Where is the food going? Right? Doesn't make any sense. 8th house of sexual instinct. Again, going bottom, Saturn rules the lower half. It does very well in 6th house, which is the intestines, and the 8th house, which is the genitals, which is the sexual reproductive organs. So it rules everything that he wants to bring from the ground as well. Remember, the sickle is in the ground. It wants to bring new life forth. It guards life and death itself, Saturn. In the 10th house is for the knees, support, your support in the world. If you have a weak Saturn, or if you're having Saturn Mahadasha, for example, you'll have lots of joint problems. Saturn is the bone. Saturn is the knees physically in the body. So it gives you the foundation in which you physically stand. And Saturn also stands for the 10th house and the 12th house. 10th house is what? Career, profession, work in the world, ambition and achievement, authority and power. People who have good Saturn invariably tend to be in authority positions. Why? Just put these things together. Saturn is about authority because authority is what is responsibility for the masses. You need to take care of the people. It's not about being a pompous CEO who comes on social media and blabbers his mouth off or dictates company policy. None of that shit. Saturn is about giving power to you simply because you have to use it for others' sake. Okay? 10th house, career, profession, work in the world. We covered this. 12th house, expenses, solitude, retreat, losses, financial losses, right? It's funny, 11th house is all for gains and the next house is all for losses. People usually will put this in astrological terms as saying, 11th house, you are gaining everything. And the house one next to it is the gain of this house. Well, how can the gain of a house be a loss? You see, people should think a little before they do Vedic astrology. So, the reason being, whatever we gain in this world, we are supposed to give back to the world. We don't come with anything, we don't go out with anything. That's the balanced playing field a beggar and a billionaire both have in common. We all in the same playing field there, boss. Do you see what I'm saying? So Saturn takes care of this level playing field. Like it will bring about for each person in their own timelines something like, who did you think you were, Mr. Billionaire? You're just a piece of dust. Or who do you think you are, Mr. Beggar? You think you could achieve? Here, this you can achieve lots of things in life. So Saturn is a very level playing field guy, and it takes care of dharma. It takes care of karma, both. It takes care of what you are supposed to do in this world. Okay? Take care, be safe, and next we will see something else. Keep watching. Thank you for your like, share, subscribes.